I come from Russia and I feel ashamed.
Die Krim-Geschichte war ja nun nicht sehr freundlich.
The horrors with the LGBT community.
They are not that comfortable. I don't know if just because of the...
I had a friend once, and he was from St. Petersburg, and he really didn't like Russia. He was Russian, and he hated his home country.
I only have really bad words. Gulag.
And it's not just me. When you do Google search with the Russian sentence, I am ashamed that I am Russian, you get 459,000 results. Part of the problem is that besides clichés, people don't know a lot about Russia.
Kalt.
Matroshkas.
The railroad, Trans-Siberian Railroad.
They're beautiful somewhere as in girls. In the work as from nice, from Russia.
Everything about Russia fascinates me because I have no idea what's going on there.
The one thing that makes me proud of Russia are its intellectuals, arts, science. That's why Russian for me is the language of Pushkin, Chekhov and Brodsky, but for many people here it's just the language of Putin, the language of our government. So I was happy to see that the FILMFEST presents 2 documentaries about Russian culture by foreign filmmakers. The film Большой Вавилон has great visuals, highly professional, but it just supports clichés.
Es ist eines der berühmtesten Schauspielhäuser der Welt. Aber hinter der Bühne des Bolschoi-Theaters spielt sich seit Monaten ein Drama, ein Schauspiel ab, das dem Publikum den Atem raubt.
The plot of the film is about a scandal that happened in the most famous Russian theater. The film uses the Bolshoi as a symbol of Russian culture. Adds nothing more. But what bothers me more is that the film follows the line of the Russian government and spread it to the whole world like PR agents. Prime Minister Medvedev is a welcome guest in the film.
Das Bolshoi ist unsere Secret Weapon, unsere Geheimwaffe, die wir auf verschiedene Länder richten, auch auf Großbritannien und die USA.
And it was a little painful to speak with experienced British director Nika Ridom. He spent a lot of time in Russia and shot more than 100 hours of material in the Bolshoi. But did he really grasp all the Russian contradictions?
Bolshoi is like an imperfect mirror. You know, there are habits outside the Bolshoi, perhaps of patronage or favoritism or corruption, if you like, that go on in political life in Russia. And the same goes on inside the Bolshoi. But as I also explained, you know, they have thick walls. The Ukraine crisis is going on. Nobody talks about it inside the building. So it's an imperfect mirror. It's in the soul of every Russian. It's in their DNA, the Bolshoi. You know, it's a symbol of everything that's great and glorious about Soviet Russia, about contemporary Russia. They're incredibly proud of it, and rightly so. But it's dysfunctional. It's like a dysfunctional family. And I love it, and you know, I hope other people will come to love the Bolshoi as well.
Another foreign director has also clichés in mind before he came to Russia.
And actually, when I enter the subway at 7 o'clock in the morning with all this rush hour, I had the feeling that I was going to get killed.
Andrés Duque lived in Spain and made a film about the Russian composer Oleg. He spent a lot of time with his protagonist. Andrés made a very personal film. He didn't care about big symbols, but looked carefully at an artist and his creativity.
Sometimes he's like a Gogol character, sometimes he's like a bohemian in the Soviet era, or even a music composer on the period of the Tsars. I made a portrait about a very, let's say, a very Russian person, and still it has created a lot of enthusiasm in the audience. And I've shown it everywhere in Europe, in Latin America, and everybody connects. So maybe keeping yourself the more culturally close also can make you very universal.
So, in my opinion, you can understand only if you look and listen carefully.
My first encounter with Russian culture was because of Oleg. And I'm hooked. Somebody put something on my drink, and my next film is going to be there.